Thanksgiving is only a few days away, and I can already taste all the amazing things that I'm gonna be eating for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna have mashed potatoes and stuffing and gravy and turkey, and I'm gonna have a bunch of sweets too. I know there's gonna be cheesecake and apple pie and cookies and chips, and I am going to absolutely enjoy my Thanksgiving with my family, my friends, and all the amazing food. And if you're like most people, especially the people watching this video, you're probably looking to enjoy your holiday with your family and friends and be able to eat the things you want to eat because it's Thanksgiving. So you want to be able to eat the things you want to eat, and you want to enjoy the day and not worry about gaining weight or maybe even lose some weight. So if that's you, I got two things that I want you to do. Two things that are guaranteed to help you not only not gain any weight on Thanksgiving, but actually help you lose weight. So I got two tips for you. Tip number one, if you do tip number one, I can guarantee you that you won't gain any weight on Thanksgiving. And if you do tip number two, I can guarantee you that that's going to be the icing, no pun intended, on the cake that is going to actually allow you to be able to lose weight on Thanksgiving. This might be the first time in the history of your Thanksgivings where you were actually able to enjoy Thanksgiving and not have to worry about your weight because you had two surefire things that were going to help you to lose weight, not gain any weight, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and not have to worry about what you eat and eat whatever you want to eat. Now, I already know a lot of you, once you hear tip number one, you're already going to be tuned out because you're going to be like, of course, he would be talking about doing this one thing to help me not gain any weight. But if you do it, that's exactly what's going to happen. So tip number one, the thing that you can do to make sure that you don't gain any weight on Thanksgiving is to make sure that you work out the day before Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving. And this tip not only applies to Thanksgiving, it applies to any special occasion or any time where you want to be able to go out, enjoy yourself, not have to worry about putting on any weight. But you gotta be strategic about this one. So what I would recommend you do, and this is going to be the thing that's gonna really make sure that you're successful with this, is you gotta kind of, as much as you possibly can, approximate how many calories you're going to be taking in on that day, on that special occasion, on Thanksgiving. So if you're going to someone's house, you need to get on the phone with that person prior to Wednesday. You need to get on the phone with that person today or whatever day it happens to be when you're watching this video. You need to get on the phone with that person and ask them what is going to be on the Thanksgiving Day menu. And now you get an opportunity to figure out what you're going to eat. You can start to Google certain amounts, and I'm not saying that you got to go there and you got to start weighing and measuring foods because that would be pretty obnoxious. I don't plan on weighing and measuring any foods on Thanksgiving Day, but I'm going to at least kind of know about how much I'm going to eat, and I already have my list planned out. So here's what I'm gonna have on Thanksgiving Day. I'm gonna have 6 to 8 ounces of turkey. I'm gonna have some stuffing. I'm gonna have like 2 slices of apple pie, 2 slices of cheesecake. I'm gonna have lasagna. I'm gonna have cornbread. I'm gonna have chocolate chip cookies. And these are all things that I already know are going to be on the menu because I've already reached out to the person that's going to be preparing the Thanksgiving Day meal. Now, it's gonna be easier if you're gonna be at your house and you're making all the food because you already know what you're going to be cooking, or if somebody at your house is gonna be preparing the food. It's gonna be easier that way. So the first step is to get on the phone if you're going somewhere and figure out what's gonna be on the menu. Second step is to approximate how much of those foods you're gonna be eating on Thanksgiving so you can start to Google or whatever you gotta do to figure out an approximate number of calories. So I approximated my calories once I did all my research and Googled and looked up how much calories was in the foods that I was gonna be eating. Mine came to 3,382 calories. Now, because most people tend to underestimate how much they eat, and because you're not going to be weighing and measuring your foods, and hey, if you want to weigh and measure your foods, you can. But I'm trying to make this as hassle-free, I guess you can say, as possible, where you don't have to do those things. So I know that I'm going to round up to about 4,000 calories that I'm going to be eating. And this also takes into account things that I might eat that other people might bring, or I might want to eat a little bit more of certain things that I'm really enjoying. So I'm estimating, or I'm rounding up to about 4,000 calories. Now, the reason why this is helpful, because now I know how many calories I need to burn on the workout before Thanksgiving and the workout after Thanksgiving. So keep it simple. I'm gonna burn an extra 2,000 calories the day before Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna burn an extra 2,000 calories the day after Thanksgiving to equal that 4,000 calories. Calories in versus calories out has stood the test of time. It has not failed yet. So I'm pretty sure it's not gonna fail now. So if I'm pretty good at estimating and guesstimating how many calories I'm gonna take in, and I burn that recommended amount of calories, I should be able to survive Thanksgiving without gaining any weight. So here's what I want you to do. If you choose to do this, I want you to weigh yourself Wednesday morning. I want you to enjoy your Thanksgiving. Then I want you to weigh yourself Saturday morning. And I want you to come back to this video and I want you to comment your results below. And I'm willing to almost guarantee within a few tenths of a pound that your weight should be relatively the same compared to what it was the day before Thanksgiving. All right, so tip number one was to help you to not gain any weight over Thanksgiving. But this tip right here, this one is going to help you to actually lose some weight. Now, it really depends on how much weight you would want to lose, but I would recommend sticking somewhere around a half a pound to maybe a pound. That should be your goal with this tip. But tip number two, here's what I want you to do. I want you to work out on Thanksgiving Day. Now, this tip is probably the second most important day to work out, is the day of Thanksgiving. And you might be asking, why is it the second most important day and why is it not the most important day? And here's the reason why I say it's not the most important day to work out. Because especially if you're involved in any type of way in getting ready for Thanksgiving, you're cooking or you're supporting the person that's cooking by shopping or doing this for the Thanksgiving Day festivities, you may not have the opportunity to work out on Thanksgiving. So in that instance, this wouldn't be feasible, so this might not be possible. But for those of you watching this video that do have the opportunity to work out on Thanksgiving, this is going to be, again, no pun intended, but this is going to be the icing on the cake where you combine tip number one and tip number two. And this is not only going to help you to not gain any weight, but it's also going to help you lose weight. Now, the good thing about this tip is you don't have to be as calculated as you did on tip number one, where you had to estimate and guesstimate what you were going to eat. With this tip, you just got to know how much weight you want to lose. And again, I would keep that number somewhere around a half a pound or a pound. But what you want to do is you want to say, say for instance, I want to lose a half a pound. So when I weigh myself on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I want that scale to reflect a half a pound less than it did the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Now we know that, or if you didn't know, now you will know that a pound has 3,500 calories in it. So if my math serves me correct, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but a half a pound would be 1,750 calories, or at least something like that. So I know that my workout Thanksgiving Day, I need to burn an extra 1,750 calories. That's going to give me that half a pound weight loss, plus whatever I do the day before Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving. Now, I know that this is a lot of calories that you need to burn over the course of 3 days. And I know it's not going to be realistic for most people, especially if you're new to exercising or you don't exercise very much, because you may be looking at the amount of calories that you burn in a typical workout, and you may be thinking, how am I going to burn this many calories in one single workout? Or how am I going to burn this total amount of calories over the course of 3 days? It's going to be tough, and it's not meant to be easy. But if you're serious about not gaining any weight and actually losing some weight on Thanksgiving, then, well, you got to do what you got to do.